Shalom Aleichem. This will be my first hailing commentary. It literally was hailing moments ago. Little pea-sized pieces. But aside from that, it's Parshas Noach. It is the story of the flood. And here in Cleveland, it's been flooding for the last week. So this is trying to get a few words, squeeze in a few words edgewise in between the rains. So we'll get straight to the program over here. We all know, we all have that person who drives us crazy, and we don't even know why they drive us crazy. Why do some people push our buttons instantly, fast, more than others? Why does my coworker's arrogance or my neighbor's laziness or that friend who never follows through bother you or bother me more than it should? Why them? Why that trait? And why does it get to me so much? Here's where Jewish wisdom gets a little deep and a little uncomfortable. The Baal Shem Tov, the founder of the Hasidic movement over 300 years ago, he taught something radical. He says when you see a flaw in another person, it's not random. It's a mirror. It's God showing you something because you need to see it. Not necessarily because you act in exactly the same way, but on some level, you have that same trait in you. So it's not a punishment, it's coaching. God is holding up a mirror and saying, look, see this? This is your next area of growth. And we see this here in this week's Torah portion also, where after the great flood, Noach, the man who built the ark and kind of saved the world in a sense, or saved, the people of the world, the rest of the people. Gimbal, behave. Oh man, hold on. My gimbal's making trouble. Wake up. Sorry. So he steps out after the flood, after a full year of being locked inside with all the animals and the mud and the birds and the bees. Silence, emptiness, nothing. The world he knew was gone. So Noach plants a vineyard and makes wine and drinks, gets drunk, and lays uncovered in his tent. One of his sons, Ham, walks inside, sees his father laying there naked, and tells his brother, enjoying the scandal of it all, tells his brothers, his two other brothers, Shem and Yefes, they take it differently. They take a blanket and they walk backwards so they don't see their father's shame, and they cover him. And the Torah says they did not see their father's nakedness. It says it twice in two different forms. But we already knew that because they had walked backwards. So why did the Torah repeat it? That they didn't see his shame or his nakedness. Because the Torah is not just telling us what they saw, but it's telling us how they saw. It's not just that they didn't look. It's what they focused on and what they made or didn't make a story of. They didn't gossip, judge, analyze like Ham did. They saw a problem and they fixed it. And that's the kind of Jewish vision the Torah wants to teach us about. And that's what the Baal Shem Tov, the founder of the Hasidic movement, taught us. That when you see something dirty outside, clean your glass. Clean your own lens. When you see someone else's laziness or someone else's anger, it's because you have it inside of you. And God is showing it to you so that you can work on it. And how do you know if it's for you to work on or if it's for you to fix? So that depends on your response. If your feeling is disgust, rage, contempt, bothering, if there's heat involved, that's the clue. That means it hits something inside of you. And that's why it's loud and it's troubling. If you're clean of it, you don't explode. You just fix what's fixable. If you're clean, your reaction will be calm. You'll think, this person needs help. How can I provide a solution? And you'll respond with compassion, not with judgment. And that's what Shem and Yefes, the two sons of Noach, did. They didn't feel disgusted. They didn't say, oh, what a shame, what a mess, how unfortunate. They saw something that needed covering, and they covered it. Brother Chum couldn't do that. He made a scandal, not a solution. It's like when people may arrive at a car accident, God forbid, and one calls for help, another takes out the phone and starts filming. That's the difference. And here's the ouch. Most of the time, our outrage is really just our ego dressed up in righteousness. It's not real. It's us. It's not our outrage on somebody else. It's really a reflection of our insides. And I'll get a little personal here. After learning about this teaching with the Baal Shem Tov years ago, I started internalizing it and paying attention in my own life. And I noticed every time I get annoyed or frustrated, every single time I rebuked somebody else for doing something, I was guilty of the same thing. Maybe not exactly the same exact thing, but in the same spirit. And I saw it over and over again. I was upset. Putting it mildly, at my wife or kids, not putting something back in the fridge. I'd leave something out too if I was upset at them. Too much time on their devices. An hour later, I'd be scrolling, or an hour before. Whenever I'm judgmental at somebody else, or I hear somebody else doing something that bothers me, it's me. This lesson, this teaching, this realization was humbling, and it still is, because every time now I see something that bothers me, I ask myself, where inside of me does this live? And most of the time, I hit it on the nail. Or I hit the nail on the head right away. And that's a deeper part of this teaching. When we're bothered by another person, it's not like we've done exactly the same thing, but at the root, we have that same spiritual DNA, and expressed sometimes in a more refined way. For example, if the Torah talks about embarrassing somebody, it's like killing them. It's like shedding blood. You're shedding their dignity, you're shedding their confidence. Possibly interrupting somebody is also silencing them emotionally. And maybe if you steal the credit from somebody, it's like robbing a bank in a sense. It's not really robbing, but it's the same idea, same root, just a different branch. And it's raining again. Baruch Hashem, Parshas Noach. In one of the Rebbes, I think it was the Mittler Rebbe, the son of the Alter Rebbe, the first Chabad Rebbe, he was in Yechidus, he was in the private audience with somebody who was asking for a tikkun, a repair, and for what he did. Then the Rebbe, the whole night of Yechidus, he would talk to people, and he had to stop it. He stopped it, literally. And he said, I can't go on. And he spent a few hours toiling, and finally he resumed it. Later on he explained that he couldn't find that issue in himself. He said in order to fix it in another person, he needs to find a trace, at least, of that issue inside himself in a more refined manner. And then he's able to understand the person, connect with him, see the situation with empathy, not with judgment, and help him fix it. So here's an idea about possibly a self-check, like the mirror test. Number one, 4 ideas. Volume versus solution. If your outrage is louder than your plan, it's about you. If you're just angry and not constructive, it's about you, not about the other. About plan versus judgment. If you have no plan to help, no next step, it's your ego. Talk versus action. If you talk to the others before you talk to the person himself in order to help fix it, and it's not about helping the other. And if this situation makes you feel higher or more distant than the other, from the other, then it's not coming from a good place. And the Torah does tell us to help others. But it adds a condition. It says rebuke your fellow friend. But don't bear a sin. Don't do it in a way that adds guilt, shame, or pain to him. And the Rebbe once said, if your words come from ego, they wound, they hurt. If they come from love, they heal. So, next time you see something, and then you see this guy, ask, you see something in another, ask, what is Hashem trying to show me? What in my life do I need to polish? And when I polish my window, my lens, then everyone else's laundry looks cleaner. So here's the short list. Recommendation: keep it private, keep it specific, actionable, and respect the timing. And then drop it. Don't keep a museum of past mistakes of other people or about yourself. Drop it. If you fix something, move on. The moment you fix something in yourself, the reflection changes in others. And that might be, on a global scale, what polishing the mirrors mean, what redemption means, where we polish the mirrors, all of our personal mirrors, and we fix ourselves. And when we fix ourselves, we'll only see the good in others. And that's how the Rebbe reframes what we see and notice in others. It's not a scandal. It's a signal for me. That's the story for today. It's been a while. It's been a beautiful, beautiful month of high holy days. We got in Cleveland literally bashed with rain moments after the holiday ended. And now, after a few days of a lot of rain, we have a few moments, literally, of respite, of sky. And as I got out of the car to start running, there was hail. It was like literally pea-sized hail over here. And I waited it out. And I came out and God is being nice to me. Right now, gave me a beautiful clear sky. Even the sun peeking through the sky. If you could see it a little bit. But in a moment, it's going to rain again. Anyway, that's the forecast. God bless you all. Good to be back. It's been about a month, almost a month of no fresh new running commentaries due to the chauffeur workshops. Immense, beautiful chauffeur workshops. You could see more at mitzvahworkshops.com. And due to the high holidays, there's a lot to do in a community, each to their own. God bless you. Hope to see you next week again.